Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And a happy Sunday to everyone. Not to mention a happy 4th of July. Coming up Thursday, since I won't see you guys. So, let's talk about this week. All right, so let's address the elephant in the room. If you saw my post on Tuesday, I didn't go to Goodwill. Hi, Olivia. Oh, you have beautiful weather in Iowa? Today we had horrible thunderstorms. Mr. Dog's still in a very bad mood because of the thunderstorms. We were up all night. First, I had neighbors setting off fireworks because, you know, it's the Saturday before 4th of July. So, of course, that's when you set off your fireworks, right? So, first we had that. Then we had thunder. So, it was the night of the boom booms for him, which he doesn't like. He's very afraid of that. He also, quite honestly, doesn't like the sound of heavy rain. And I think it's because he and I both survived a hurricane. So, you know, yeah, I know it's sad, right? And the thing that bothers me is, first of all, you know, hi, Pam. The other thing is, like, it was like 11 at night on a Saturday night. Now, I get it. Maybe they party. So 11 o'clock on a Saturday night isn't late for them. But if I was a woman who had a 2-year-old or a baby, I'd be knocking on their door because, like, what are you doing? Right. They affect veterans. They affect wildlife. They affect everything. And I think a couple of the municipalities around me have started doing the quiet fireworks. So you just see, like, the burst, right? You see the light, but you don't hear the noise. But it doesn't help when and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but where I live, we have freaking rednecks. We have all the white trash redneck, absolute tropes, cliches you can think of. We have them all around here. In fact, Southern New Jersey, we have our own version of redneck. We call them pineys. And they're, for better or for worse, they're kind of our version of white trash. And they're, you know, they live in the pines, and they, you know, we used to joke that they were all married to their cousins, right? But around here, it's all the pineys that are setting off like M80s and all this bullshit. I mean, there was a lake around here where you could fish, and there was actually a sign that says, please do not throw fireworks in the water, because they were, yeah, to kill the fish, right? I know. You know, it's like, but anyway, so he was really upset. So I'm kind of tired because, honestly, I spent most of the night hugging my dog, right? And watching TV, right? Yeah, freedom, right? Exactly. But let's talk about Joann's. So I didn't go to Goodwill. They haven't been great lately. I mean, I did get some yarn there because I've been reteaching myself to crochet. So I went to Joann's, who was having a huge yarn sale. That was a mistake. I spent much more at Joann's than I would have ever spent at Goodwill. So I'm just going to show you what I'm working on now. It's this really pretty Lion Brand basic stitch. I have the link below to this tutorial for this pattern. And whoops, oh, my needle just came out. That's okay. And I just started it. It is a infinity scarf. And the bottoms are curling up, which is making me a little nervous. But can you see the weave? I had, stopped working on that other one I showed you guys last week that was burgundy, because that is a sweater yarn. I mean, both of these are acrylic, right? But that's a sweater yarn. Thank you. I think it's a beautiful color too. I think it's nice around my face. And it was like kind of scratchy. And since this is going to be a scarf, I wanted it to be really soft on my neck. And this is so soft. It's so nice. So it's Lion Brand basic stitch. Oh, there we go. And I think this is going to take 2 skeins based on her, tutorial. And it's really pretty. And hopefully, you know, I'll get it done. I still haven't finished the pants. I got to finish them. It's only going to take me 5 minutes. I don't know why I'm putting it off. I did some more work on the embroidery. I don't know if you guys saw this last week. I was in my storage unit and I found some more embroidery stuff. So I found this. It's a metal embroidery hoop. I don't even know. It might be rusted together, but I was like, wow, a metal embroidery hoop, because they're all like wood or this plastic now, right? And then I found these. And I'm like, these are cute, right? And I'm thinking, really cool vintage pot holders. Like I could put this together and then get some kind of, I don't know, vintagey looking fabric and make 2 pot holders for my kitchen. So that's some of the stuff I worked on this week. So we're going to look at patterns, but then it's super cute, right? I think those are obviously, they look vintage to me. I mean, right? We're going to look at the patterns. I actually ended up not doing that many patterns because what happened is I found a lot of the patterns were actually damaged or cut or children's patterns. So we don't have a lot of patterns, but I did also work on some of these booklets that I gotten in that haul that were for embroidery, crochet, knitting, whatever. So we're going to look at those because those were much more interesting. So let's start at the beginning. So this is Simplicity. And you can see she actually wrote the specifications for the fabric requirements in the pictures of the dress, which was an interesting way to do it. The nice thing about these have mostly been larger sizes. Like this is a 16. The next one's a 16, a lot of 16s. And then this, oh, wait, it's got a vest. Yeah, see that? Look, it's a vest. Right. Of course it's got a vest. Why wouldn't it? And again, great thing about these, never used. Here's another one. This one, you can see the staple marks. I'll show you how it looks on the actual pattern. Yeah, see the staple marks? So it's still really usable though, because the staples actually were so rusty that I didn't do any damage taking them out. Yeah, look, this has a vest too. Yeah, are you guys, should we do a little counter over here with vests? I wish I knew how to do that. That would be funny. Great though, very 70s pantsuit, you know. And when I went out and looked at it online, it was full on like the 70s pantsuit. You could tell it was double knit. Yeah. Speaking of vests, yeah, here we go. This is so Maud. Remember Maud, the show? So Maud. Long vest. It's again another pantsuit. Skirt, pants, vest. Oh, and this one. Okay. This is the only naked pattern that I charge more than $5 for because it is so fabulous. Oh, I wish I had the envelope because, oh my God. Look at that. It's a halter dress. Like you can kind of see over here that it's a halter dress. And then it's got all this crazy top stitching across the middle. You can do it in maxi or you can do it in a shorter version. Has metric conversions on the back. And again, perfect. This one it was never even stapled. It's in absolutely perfect condition. And keep in mind, in the future, if I come across, like this is a size 14, if I come across this in Mrs. Landis's patterns that we're going to be starting this week, and I find this in a 14 and she has the cut version of it, yeah, we're going to switch them out. So just so you know. I loved Maud too. I thought she was great. This is just a really basic skirt pattern. Yeah. It's kind of cool though. It's got these like side, they're not really a slit. They're like a detail on the side where they come up a little bit. Again, really perfect shape. And I had this one. Look how big this is. It's so big. I'm going to have to put it in a bigger envelope. It is a maternity pattern. And it includes like all of this maternity gear. So it's the long dress, the short dress, the pants, the blouse. The blouse seems to be in 2 styles. A lot of maternity. Size 16, 1970s maternity. Never used. But I had to check it because it was like really crumpled up. And I guess whoever had it had just, abused it. Had a couple of men's patterns. So this first one is actually an 80s patterns, but that's okay. We'll forgive it. Yeah, it's very Don Johnson in Miami Vice, right? Yeah, again, the picture out online, and see how you can make it into shorts. The picture out online was very Don Johnson in Miami. It was very Miami Vice. And then there was this little cutie. Yeah, it's another vest. I know, you're shocked. And then the jeans. Yeah, Mr. Dog's next to me. He really is not happy at all. He's not happy at all. There's somebody just went by in a car and they had the bass really loud and I could hear the music, and he came in like, nope, not doing it, not doing loud noises today. So yeah, he's really not doing loud noises. And one more men's pattern. Yes, the quintessential 1970s leisure suit for men. Look at that. Ah, look at that suit. Oh, what a beauty, huh? Again, factory folded, really good shape. This one doesn't have any. Oh, it does like a little tiny bit. Not a lot though. Oh, and speaking of the 80s, wait till you guys see this dress. This will bring back so many memories. Okay, it is a women's drop waist sundress. Oh, do you remember these? Oh, I just remember when these were so popular, and they were so like not my thing. I don't like a drop waist. I liked a natural waist because I had a tiny one back then, right? So I never really got into the drop waist, but I remember so many, they were just everywhere. Like I remember there's a picture of Demi Moore and she's got like a drop waist dress on and it's in like Madras plaid. Yeah, I know. Remember the prepping handbook? There you go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then there was this dress that interestingly has another view, right? But here's what I don't get about the other view. Cabbage rose drop waist. Yeah, let's not even go there. Cabbage rose. Oh, okay. So here's the other view of the dress. But the only difference I can see is one view has a drawstring at the shoulder and the other one doesn't. So whatever. Cute dress. Really nice basic sundress. Oh, and we had a see and sew. This is so nondescript. I went out and looked at it online. It's a little bit, it's hard to see, but can you see the shoulders of the jacket? They have like the, what is it, ampulets, up there. But other than that, it's pretty nondescript. It's like a suit with a shell blouse. Remember shell blouses? Sometimes when I'm writing out the details of these, I wonder if people know what I'm talking about. Because that's not, it looks like a t-shirt, but it's not. When you see the picture of it, the actual picture on the envelope, it's like, remember they were like polyester or like a silky material and they were called a shell. And they usually had a button in the back, shoulder pads, but they looked and shaped like a t-shirt, but they were fancy. Remember? Okay. So I often wonder, like, are people reading the descriptions that I'm putting up in these ads and going, what's a shell blouse? Oh, and then this. Oh, yeah. A button back for, by the way, no apparent reason, because the front also buttons, shirt with pull-on pants. Yeah, if you look closely at the line drawings, you can see it buttons down the front, but then just for the heck of it, we put more buttons on the back. Yeah. Oh, and we had some lovely, lovely vintage patterns. So I need to keep these in order because when I was working on these, I originally had 4. And I realized one of them didn't match the directions that it was shoved into. It was for a different dress. Nice, but a completely different dress. So this is let's see if I can get all the views. It's a sailor dress from McCall's. Lots of different options. And again, never used. In beautiful shape. It's such a shame because they're in such beautiful shape. But I'm curious if these really, and these were all size 16, which was nice too. They're a little bit bigger. I'm curious if these were from a pattern shop or whatever, because there's no staples, no nothing. So this is a lady's suit. It's a really pretty lady's suit. some of these, it's worth, if you have the time, just Google them online to see what they look like, because some of them are really, really, really gorgeous. And the last one, again, perfect condition. And this one is, oops, it's a really cute sundress. And you can make kind of a short sleeve jacket to go with it. But the sundress itself is so cute, right? Yeah, perfect. Perfect for this time of year, and all size 16. So after I got done doing all of these, I felt like, wow, I don't really have much to talk about this week, right? Because I ended up going through them and finding like a lot of them I wasn't going to be putting up online because they were children's patterns or whatever. So I went through the box that had all of the well, I would call them booklets. I guess you'd call them books, but I would call them booklets that were for knitting, crocheting, all kinds of stuff. And I pulled out some of the ones that just really screamed for attention. So we're going to take a look at those. Okay. So to start with, this was the only one of these like little tiny ones. And it's just, I'll take it out of the plastic. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? I would really look forward to any pattern, Pam, that I have to make, 14 or 15 exact buttonholes on the front and the back. That wouldn't be, bad at all. So this was baby layette patterns, and I'll just show you. There was one in here that I used for the picture. There it is. It's just all this basic stuff. Again, not really sure if people still do this. This one is for knitting or crocheting. So whichever your pursuit was, you could use this one. These are all up online, by the way. And then we got into, let's do one more baby. This was another one. And I'll take them out of plastic. I put them into the plastic because they are, a couple of them seem like they were never used, but they're still very fragile. So look how cute. This person's like 60 now, right? Give or take. I remember when my sister had that hairdo. But I have to show you the interior so you can see. I always pick out like interior shots that I think are a little funny. Yeah, I've seen people that do this thing with their pattern covers where they put them through Adobe. And you can always spot it because the background's a bright white and then the pattern in between the illustrations is bright white. The reason I don't do that is if I'm selling you a pattern and I'm telling you it has minor damage and discoloration, I want you to be able to see it. I don't want to sell you a pattern and then have you come back to me and say, you didn't tell me that there was a stain on the bottom of this pattern envelope. You didn't tell me that that the tab was missing. I want to be as honest and as clear and as transparent about the condition of the patterns as I can. And something like the envelope, they're great to have, but they really don't affect the pattern. If the pattern's in good shape, the pattern's in good shape. That's it, right? So I don't do that, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen people do that. I've also seen people like print them out and then wrap these patterns that I call naked patterns in them. Like I have one that somebody had done. I got it in like I think I got it in a Facebook purchase I did, but it was for an apron. It had been cut, it was missing the envelope. And so they just wrapped it in like basically a photocopy of the original envelope. It was very weird. All right, but back to this. Look, ooh, yeah. Can you see this up in the corner here? Can you see that nightmare clown in the corner? Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys had bad dreams. There you go. Welcome to my nightmare. Yeah. Can you imagine? Look, I made something for your baby. Yeah. You're going to be needing to pay for my baby's therapy if you give them that as a toy. Yeah. But, this is from 1952. So there you go. In 1952, the babies were just built tougher. Scary clowns like that. Just, it wasn't such a big deal, I guess. All right. So the rest of these are pretty much dolls. I did want to show you this one. This was so cool. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. They're doll patterns, but they're not. It is crocheting. And can you read that? The Greatest Show on Earth by Cecil B. DeMille. It's in really good shape, except for a little bit of staining on the back there, which I'm wondering was a price tag, because it's like these perfect lines, and it looks like glue that went yellow. Let me see if I can find. Well, this is the one that I put in the Etsy ad because it was cool, but there were a couple in here that were really cool. Here we go. Yeah. And it's just, this is what it is. It's just all these dolls you can make like that. I know. You guys are all rushing to the internet to pick these up because this is what your life was missing, wasn't it? It was just missing. It was missing this stuff, right? And all right, so the doll people. Whoop. You all know I'm not a doll lover, but you have to love these because these are, and I'm sure some of you, one of you had the grandma who had this, right? The next one is actually the official pattern for it, but you know you could do it with these. So these are dolls with crochet dresses. They're all named after old songs like Oh, Susanna. This one is Juanita. I'm sure it's not the Juanita song by Little Feat. Really sure about that. It's not Juanita, my sweet Chiquita. Yeah, it's not that one. But here's Clementine. Right, so these are dolls. Presenting dolls from old American songs. Yeah, who knew? Who knew? Okay, so this next one, by the way, this next one is from, I want to say 45. It is very fragile, so I'm just going to show it to you. Can you see where the tape was? But you know as well as I do, you know that her legs were toilet paper, right? You know her legs went into the toilet paper roll. And then, yeah, your aunt had that. Yeah, did she? Yeah. Yeah. That's what these are. I mean, but they're so great. And then this, I don't know what this creature is that's stalking our little Red Riding Hood on this cover, but he's scary looking. So I'm going to show him to you because, again, I want to give you guys nightmares. Yeah, I don't know what he is or what he was. Yeah, he's really gnarly looking. But we have Red Riding Hood. You can do Bo Peep. There's a couple more in there. These are all fairly fragile, but I can show you. Oh, here we go. Yeah. But yeah, these are the toilet paper cover. I mean, let's be honest, right? Yeah, I think he might be rabid. You're right. He does kind of look like he's rabid. Yeah, I don't remember him from that story. He actually, in a way, doesn't. He looks more like a deer than a wolf, but whatever. And then the last thing I found that kind of jumped out at me was this Camp Cabbage Patch. Yeah. There's another one. Oh, you know what? I don't want to take this one out. The reason I don't want to take this one out is this one had been cut. It came with a tissue insert. It wasn't even tissue. It was a paper insert for the pattern pieces, right? And so I don't want to lose any of them. So I got to be very careful. But it was Camp Cabbage Patch for Kids, the Cabbage Patch Marathon, and of course, from 1984. So hopefully any of the Cabbage Patch collectors, any of the Cabbage Patch collectors out there, because I definitely have found some, because I've sold some other Cabbage Patch stuff, and I think it's being bought by people that are collectors or something, because, I mean, do they even make Cabbage Patch anymore? I feel like a couple of years back that they had a resurgence where they kind of reissued them, but they weren't quite the same as the OG Cabbage Patch from back in the day, right? So that was pretty much it for this week. I'm going to push you guys back a little bit. We go back to school tomorrow. We're going back before the 4th, which is unusual for us, but because the 4th is on a Thursday, they're going to have the kids go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, take Thursday and Friday off. They always have Fridays off. And then we'll return Monday for a full 4-day schedule. And it's fine. The funny thing is summer is such a cakewalk on comparison to the winter. I mean, I don't have to leave my house till 7:30 to go to work. I'm done by like 9:15. And then I go back at like 11:30 and I'm done at like 1:15-ish, sometimes even earlier than 1. So it's a very easy month because it ends up being a full month. We do 4 weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. And this week we will officially start the summer in the 70s. I'm going to start with Buttericks and McCall's. The woman that I just got the patterns from, she had some Buttericks and McCall's. I think Mrs. Landis may have had just really like 1 or 2 Buttericks, 1 or 2 McCall's. Not a lot. Almost everything we're going to see this summer from the 70s is simplicity. So it is going to be the simplicity summer in the 70s for the next couple of weeks. And then when we get to the end of that, that's when I'm going to make a decision about the children's patterns, because there are children's patterns from the 70s. Even found some that were like mid to late 60s, and they're cool patterns, but like I said, they don't sell, so it's kind of a waste of money and time for me to really deal with them. If I sell 1 or 2 a week, that's it. But so that's what we will be looking at next week. And by then, hopefully I will be done with my little infinity scarf. So until next week, I hope wherever you are, that it's not a torrential downpour. And it's now, since we've had the torrential downpour, now it's like 100 degrees with 100% humidity outside. So when you step outside, it literally feels like you're in a steam bath, which is, yeah, summer in New Jersey. It sucks. Yeah. I'm thinking about that, Olivia. I'm thinking about doing the children's patterns in bundles. The problem is it's very hard to sell. I mean, when I do sell children's patterns, they're uncut. So the cut ones are really, so anyway, so I'm glad where you are that it's nice, Olivia. I hope everybody else that it's nice wherever you are. And until next week, I hope that you have a great week. Stay well, stay safe. Have a very, very happy 4th of July. And I will see you next Sunday. Bye.